Hi, everybody. This is another probably subchapter, something like our topic for my AI apps playlist on YouTube. And I just saw a post on LinkedIn by Jason, and I want to answer this because it's very related. And he says, I'm not a big believer in prompt engineering. I think it's overrated as a skill. I think we'll see a lot of it outmoded as the interfaces of these programs get improved. That being said, knowing how to prompt teaches us a lot about how these programs work and what the limitations are. It has its uses. So in the long run, how important is prompt engineering anyway? Now, Jason created a poll and about is prompt engineering useful? And so I'll give my thoughts on this. I have been saying for the past, I think 6 to 8 months, we need to stop talking about prompt engineers because it's like back, a few years back when we had, the COVID, we had the lockdown, or the masks came out, and then everybody in the world became an expert on masks, right? So generative AI comes, we get some of these generative AI platforms out there like ChatGPT and all that, and then everybody becomes a prompt engineer, and we're all prompt engineers, right? And I agree with you, Jason, that this is heavily overrated, and it tends to be not the engineers that say that they're prompt engineers. It's all the people that are not engineers that say they're prompt engineers now to kind of give a little bit of value to their job, right? To make themselves look like they're more than what they do, right, for the job. And it's not engineering. And I'll give an example of this in another field. In business intelligence, where I worked for a number of years, both in performance management and business intelligence. Now we call it predictive analytics, whatever you want to call these things. We don't talk about, we have business users and expert business users, but we don't call them business intelligence engineers, right? when they're just users or business users and super users or expert users of the software. They're users, they're business users. They use it a lot. They get real good at it, and they know how to make it work for them to make reports, all that. But they don't afterwards call themselves engineers, right? Because they're not engineers. But in this field, AI, because it's AI and it sounds geeky and all that, I've seen a lot of peers in the field that now become prompt engineers, right? But they're not engineers. So I totally agree with you that it's a skill. It's very useful, and it's okay to call your business user or an expert business user or a super user. That's fine, but you just don't need to call yourself an engineer. So that's my thoughts on prompt engineering, which is useful, but not everybody should call them a prompt engineer. And yes, it's paid too much right now, but people become users and business users and all that over time.